In a 1970s edition of children's TV Time magazine Look In, Russell Slinger wrote in to ask Dad whether the central plot of Space 1999, which for those of you not in the know is the moon being torn away from the Earth's orbit by a nuclear explosion.
Yes, classic.
Whether that plot was potentially influenced in any way by medieval French astrologer, apothecary and physician Nostradamus.
I mean, there's a guest. Wait for the podcast. We should get him on.
Absolutely. Let's see what we can do. Well, one of his prophecies describes in the year 1999 and 7 months, the great king of terror will come from the sky.
Hey.
It goes on to describe the end of the world and the king of terror's departure on a rock.
Right.
Well, do you want to know Dad's answer to the question?
I can guess what Dad's answer to the question was.
Probably would have been a heavy eye roll.
Yes.
But no, in fact, he wrote an answer. He said, there certainly is a remarkable similarity, isn't there? Of course, the world would probably be destroyed if the moon were slung out of orbit because of tidal waves and earthquakes and all sorts of other happenings linked with the moon. And of course, there would be terror on Earth and on the moon itself too. But it is in fact pure coincidence. I didn't know of this prophecy until Russell's letter arrived. I suppose I should add, if one is a fatalist and believes in the fate and predestiny, one might argue that I was destined to make the series as a prophecy of what might happen. But so far as I'm aware, it is purely coincidental.
That does sound like Gerry Anderson, doesn't it?
Very much. It's quite dry. Yeah.
Not really getting into the spirit of things.
Well, that's very good. Linked to the ghost there. Yes. Now, but was it a coincidence?
Yes.
Let's look at that prophecy once again, particularly the bit about the King of Terror departing on a rock. Who was in charge of Moonbase Alpha when the moon blasted away, Richard? Do you remember?
Koenig?
Yes, and Koenig, as all of our many German listeners will know, is German for...
It's king.
German for king, yes. And Koenig was, of course, the commander of all that remained of humanity on the moon, making him the king of the Terrans.
Oh, do you know, I just felt a shiver down my spine.
Yeah,
I think I just need to shut this window.
Yeah, I would do that. So maybe Nostradamus didn't predict the end of the world at all, but instead he predicted the plot of Space 1999.
Maybe he did.
There you go. So, Podsterons, do you know of any other psychics or seers that predicted plots of Gerry Anderson's series? Maybe Mystic Meg foresaw a Dick Spanner gag, perhaps, that was actually funny. That is a bit harsh. Yeah. Or did Russell Grant perhaps predict that Tom Watt would leave Space Precinct after a mere 4 episodes?
Well, that's true.
Yeah, let us know. And Russell Grant, if you're out there and you did know about Tom Watt, that terrible tragedy with Beazle leaving, we'd love to hear from you.
We would. He's still around, isn't he, Russell Grant?
Absolutely,
yes.
Right, good. I saw him in a bar relatively recently.
But what was the name of the chap that got in touch there on Look In and wrote to your dad? Russell, I'm just wondering if he's a Podsteron and if he's out there today. If you are listening, get in touch and let us know how your life has turned out and if you could have predicted that.
Yeah.
Anyway. Interesting. Okay, so we seem to be taking a bit of a supernatural turn with Fab Facts lately.
Well, we'll have to see what happens next time. Can you prophesize that?
Prophesize that.
Anyway, we'll be back in the next pod with more Fab Facts. But for now, that brings us to the end of this week's...
Future Facts!
No, blew it.
You bottled
Sorry.
Jamie.